name is Ali, and welcome to my channel. We are back with Mystic Destiny Serendipity of Aeons Tatsuya's route. And we left off in an interesting part where we had to choose. Who do you think we're going to choose? I think it's easy. Tatsuya. Like I said too, I don't do the bad endings. But if you truly want to see me do the bad endings, you're going to have to comment below. Because now also, if you want to see the ending that I'm doing right now is the mystic ending, so if you want to see the passionate ones from the other ones, let me know, because I am willing to do those if you really want to see those. I could just probably do them after I complete everyone's route and then just do the passionate endings. Anyway, after anxiously debating, I made my choice, and then I wake up. That was the dream I had this morning before I left my father's home for school. I woke up crying, finally realizing just how stressed out I've been over this. I made it through the school day, but when I saw Tatsuya in the hallway, I thought I might start crying all over again. I can't go on like this anymore. I finished cleaning out the coffee machine and closed the lid. Shinji walks up to me. "There's someone here to see you." "Me?" Shinji gives a brief nod and returns to the bar. I walk up to the bar and gasp when I see who's standing there. "Haruna?" "Hello." Hi. "I'm sure you're wondering what I'm here for." "Well, yeah. I don't have much time to speak right now, but I was hoping you could come to Carnavalas when you get off later. My gosh. I've been trying to get in contact with you for a few days now, but I didn't know when you'd be working." "Oh, well, okay, sure. I have a break in an hour. Will you still be there?" "Yes, I'll be there all evening. I'll see you there later then." With a small bow, Haruna excuses herself, and I watch her go with confusion. What just happened? There's a small part of me that's a little jealous too. Now that I talk to her directly, her mannerisms seem so delicate and cute, and I can see why Tatsuya would like someone like her. I breathe out slowly, not wanting to even remotely get started down that path. I might end up crying at work if I don't stop it. I'll just have to focus on my job until I can see what she wants. That thought is about all that keeps me from going crazy with curiosity over the next hour. I walk into the lounge. This time there's customers sitting at the bar and on the couches. I nervously pull my hands through my ponytail as I look for Haruna, but I don't see her. Maybe I should go ask someone. Right as I'm about to do that, I realize that someone is playing the piano. It's Haruna herself. She plays a soft, jazzy number. She looks appropriately melancholic, but I don't think it's an act. An unpleasant thought runs through my mind. She looks so elegant playing. Tatsuya should probably be with someone like her. Wait, what if that's what she wanted to tell me? What if she's going to ask about Tatsuya so she can date him? Or maybe they're already dating and she's going to rub it in my face. She's not the type to rub it in your face. Yeah, she's the type to get jealous, but she doesn't rub it in your face. She doesn't seem like that kind of person though. Yeah, see? Exactly. As I stand there fretting, Haruna looks up and our eyes meet. Her song slowly comes to a stop, and a few patrons give a round of scattered applause. She walks around the piano to me. "Thanks for coming. Is it all right if we go sit at the end of the bar?" "Sure." Haruna and I sit ourselves at the very end of the bar, a few seats away from the patrons. The bartender comes over and Haruna looks at me. "Do you want a drink?" Just some water is fine." Haruna looks at the bartender and he nods and grabs a pitcher of water and a cup for me. As he pours it, I start to wonder why Haruna is being so nice to me. Maybe she's always like this, or maybe she's just making a show of it. I accept the glass and look at Haruna as I drink it. I can't help but be suspicious of her intentions. After the bartender leaves, she begins talking. "I'm sure you're wondering why I called you here. It's not something that was an easy decision for me to make. But I'm so worried, and I knew I had to try to help in some way." "Worried about what? Has something happened?" Yes and no. I'm sure you figured this out, but it's about Tatsuya. I went to visit his mother last week at Blue Sky to see how he was doing, but she wasn't like her usual self. She was very worried about him. She said he was acting strange. He wasn't acting as he usually does. What? But I've seen him around at school and he seemed fine to me. What do you mean? She told me that he and you broke up. I had no idea you were even together. But she said after that, he'd been acting really moody. He's been snapping at people and shirking his duties. She said he hasn't been over to visit the family or even his grandfather. He's been making excuses that he's too busy with school to do so, but she doesn't believe that's it. On top of everything, she said the leader of his clan, Katsunosuke Kasema, has been pressuring the Yukimiras. Something about a business deal. I didn't quite understand it all. Mrs. Yukimura sounded like she was under so much stress, and she's always been so kind to me. I thought about what I could do to help them, but I was scared to talk to Tatsuya while he's like this, so I tried to find you instead. I see. I had no idea. I haven't spoken to Tatsuya since the day we broke up. It feels really weird talking about this, especially with Haruna. But isn't he your partner in class? He is, but I don't think either of us have been mature enough to continue with that. He hasn't mentioned anything, and neither have I. I guess he might also think that I'm fine enough on my own now. I'm not sure how much you know, but my powers have calmed down, so I don't technically need him anymore. But it seems like he needs you. Haruna, don't you still have feelings for him? You must, or you wouldn't be doing all this. I suppose I'm that transparent. Yes, I still love Tatsuya. Even if I knew, hearing the words ends up bothering me a lot more than I thought it would. But that doesn't mean we're right for each other. I see. Would you mind telling me what happened between you two? How you got together? Tatsuya didn't explain much. All right, then. Tatsuya and I met back in high school. It was our second year. We were both in music courses together and music club after school. We were both pianists at about the same level, so we often got partnered together. He was very shy, I was very shy, so I didn't have many friends. But Tatsuya always talked to me like anyone else. And he was quiet enough that I was able to finally open up and talk to him. We became friends naturally, although I can't say I always understood the way he thought. I admired his confidence and intelligence. Tatsuya didn't have many friends either, but it was mostly because he was too abrasive to people. I was always afraid he'd be mean to me as well one day, but instead, I found he became kinder and more patient as time went on. I can't tell you when I fell in love with him. These things just happen before you know it. But I found out he felt the same way as me when we kissed after he walked me home one day. I swallow. The story is difficult to hear, but I try not to let it show on my face. Things always went well when we were together. At least, that's what I thought. Around that time, his family started losing money and were focused to move out of their ancestral home. Tatsuya took on more responsibilities, and I was too young and dumb to understand the kind of stress he must have been under. So even back then, Tatsuya was burning himself out like this. I wonder how long it's been since he just relaxed. I thought everything was going well. So finally one day, when we were walking home, I opened up and told Tatsuya the dream closest to my heart, to become a famous pianist. But instead of responding how I'd hoped, he told me that it was a pipe dream, that things like that don't happen in the real world. Aw. I was in shock. I was so hurt by his words. I asked him, how could you say that? Without even looking at me, he told me he had to quit the music club, so he knew that dream would be impossible for him already. He said I need to get real too, before I waste any more of my time. He was so cold. I finally thought I realized that everybody had been saying about him. So I shouted those words at him that I regret so much. You're just like everyone else says. You're a cold, mean person that only knows how to hurt people. The words sound so similar to what I said to Tatsuya, and I shifted uncomfortably. It's no wonder he wanted to break up with me after that. I'll never forget how surprised and hurt he looked. He didn't say a word, and I ran home the rest of the way. Haruna gently wipes her tears away. I went home and cried. The next day I changed all of my classes with him. I never spoke to him again until last month, but I always regretted what I said to him that day. And as I got older, I started to believe in my mind that we should have never broken up, and that we could have made things work. So when I saw him again, I thought that was a sign that I should try to fix things. But it seems that Tatsuya hasn't changed, and I haven't either. And now history's repeated itself. Tatsuya is a kind person inside, and he's dealt with a lifetime of people misunderstanding him, saying cruel things about him. I don't think he can take any more pain. I don't think he'll ever let anyone else in again when he was already hesitant with me. But I think there's still a chance for you and him. I'm sure Tatsuya is going through a tough time right now, and honestly, I'm not strong enough to be by his side. So please, don't give up on Tatsuya, okay? After finally hearing the entire story and realizing how hard this must be for Haruna, I am not sure what to say. I don't know if we could work out either. Tatsuya and I fight all the time, and nothing's been easy for us. But that's why I think you can do it. You fight because you care so much, and because you're two strong people. I don't know you well, but if Tatsuya chose you, I believe in you, in both of you. Thanks, Haruna. I'll give it some thought. Haruna wipes her tears again and smiles brilliantly. Good luck. I'll be rooting for you. I nod and get up from the bar. Haruna watches me as I leave the bar, her confident smile never leaving her face. If she can believe in us, can I believe we still have a chance too? After I'd finished my shift, I went home and completed my bedtime rituals. I'm sitting on my bed staring blankly at my phone. I can't stop thinking about Haruna's story and Tatsuya and Katsunosuke. And of course, my role in all of this. When did things get so complicated? I sigh and start typing on the only person left. I sigh and start typing to the only person left who might be able to give me more insight, so I can finally make my decision. Can we meet up tomorrow? I press send and get into bed. A few moments later, my phone buzzes. I hold my breath and I pick it up and read the text. Of course, when? Who's that supposed to be? I don't know. Is it supposed to be Tatsuya or her dad? I doubt it's Katsunosuke. Watch, it's going to be Katsunosuke. Or is it Emmy? I don't know. I begin arranging a meeting tomorrow after class, relieved that by tomorrow night this whole thing will be over. I'll choose whose side with who. Oh my God! I'll choose who to side with tomorrow, and I'll stick with it till the end of the deal. I'll bring my information to Father as soon as I can and pray I've made the right choice. I snuggle under the covers, and for the first time in a long time, I enjoy a peaceful sleep. I'm guessing it's Tatsuya. It's Tuesday evening after my class. I'm sitting on one of the benches of the empty courtyard. The October air is chilly, and I find it rather refreshing. Still, I've been here for a few moments, and no sign of him. He better not have forgotten to show up. I continue to wait, pulling my cardigan closer to me for warmth. That's when I see a figure in the distance. I wave at him. Or is it Taku? I don't know. So he'll see where I am. But the figure doesn't wave back, and I realize it's not him. Well, that's not embarrassing or anything. Oh, shit monkeys. Oh, God. As the figure gets closer, I can see it's a slender person with a hood up. I'm suddenly stricken by a bad feeling, like an omen that starts to rise up from the bench. That's when the figure raises two hands, their expression unchanging. I can see something, electricity, crackle from hand to hand, and I can feel their murderous intent. Oh, God. At that same moment, they throw out their hands and lightning rapidly arcs towards me. I fling myself out of the way, landing in the grass. Oh my God, what's happening? Why are they attacking me? I quickly roll over and fumble for my gear crystal. The person has stopped walking, but is about to throw more electricity at me. I scramble to get up and activate my gear crystal. Girl crystal, what the heck? The person tilts their head to the side, examining me while electricity hops from hand to hand. I quickly try to think back to my supernatural courses. Ice against lightning. What happens? Come on, Munchie. The enemy seems to decide I'm not a threat because they widen their arms and the tiny lightning in their hands intensifies. I try to calm myself and throw out a hand, causing an ice wall to erect in front of me. That should buy me some time to run. I immediately turn to run, but I can hear crackling sounds as the lightning hits the ice. I look back to see the wall melting and the energy sauntering towards me. No, that's right, electricity melts ice, but all I know is ice spells. Frantic, I start backing up. I try forming an icicle in my hand. I send it flying at the enemy, but they only have to move slightly for it to miss them. The corners of their mouths quiver slightly, smirking at my failed attempt. This time, they make a quick, complex motion with their hand. Sparks fly everywhere as they summon what appears to be a giant sphere of lightning floating between us. I realize there's no way I can outrun it at the same time that I see that there's someone behind the enemy. 2 black gloved hands appear from behind them, one holding a dagger and the other wrapping around their torso. Is it Taku? It's Takumi, probably. The black, yeah, I'm guessing it's Takumi. Why did I derp like that? The blade quickly presses against their throat, and their eyes go wide as they begin to comprehend the situation. It is, yay! Takumi? Takumi speaks in a raspy, low voice that I almost don't recognize it. Let your power go, if you even hesitate. Takumi presses the dagger deeper into his throat, and the man coughs. The crackling sphere fades out, but Takumi doesn't move. Who sent you? Do you think I'm playing? I already know you don't want to die, or you would have killed her already. I feel sick when I think about what have happened. I feel sick if I think about what would have happened if he decided not to listen to Takumi. Why should I tell you when you could just kill me anyway? Because I'll kill you if you don't. You're ruthless. Says the guy that just tried to kill someone in cold blood. No time for chit-chat, so get on with it before I lose my patience. It's the Mage Society. The name sounds familiar to me, but I have no idea who that is. Taku seems to, though. Why are they after her? If she dies, he'll lose his trump card. The Ryu clan will fall. Takumi removes his dagger from the man's throat and kicks him in front of him in one fluid motion. While the man is stumbling, Takumi grabs him by the hood and jerks his head back at the same time as he brandishes a syringe. He jams the needle into the man's neck before I can even comprehend what's happening and pushes down the lever. What are you doing? The man's eyes rolled back into his head, and Takumi lets go of his hood. He drops to the ground unconscious, putting him to sleep. Takumi bends down and grabs one of the man's legs. Help me drag him. What? We don't have time for this, Munchie. Hearing the firmness in his voice, I reluctantly walk over and grab the man's other foot. I help Takumi drag him into the bush. Hearing the firmness in his voice, I reluctantly walk over and grab the man's other foot. I help Takumi drag him into the bushes. Now, I'm sorry if I read that already. I had to pause it for a second. I got a text message from someone. So, are we seriously just going to leave him there for like this? I got what I needed. Besides, I'm not messing around with that group if I can't help it. Let's go before we are discovered. Change out of your gear, and I'll meet you on the roof of Building 7 in a few minutes. Takumi looks at the windows near us and finds an empty classroom. I watch incredulously as he takes out some sketchy-looking lockpick and works the window open in seconds. Get going. All right. Takumi nods at me and hops into the window. God, Takumi's like badass. I sigh and deactivate my girl. Why am I keep saying girl crystal? My gear crystal, wanting to get the heck out of there myself. I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.